Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambe Reads the Holy Books of India, ShrimadBhagavatam246. As you may remember, Rohini's sun was fair and Yashoda's sun was dark. 154. Putana. Nandagopa was one of the vassals of Kamsa, and the time had come when he had to make his annual visit to Mathura to pay his tribute to the treasury, as was the custom. He went to Mathura. Hearing that Nanda had come to Mathura, Vasudeva went to see him. They had been very close friends, and they embraced each other with affection, like the body welcomes the soul. Vasudeva then said, "I heard that you are the father of a son. I am indeed fortunate that I am able to see you and to tell you about my happiness at the good fortune that has befallen you. You are very dear to me, and yet it is very rare that we meet. In this world, those who love each other, those who would love to be together always, are very rarely granted their wish. We are like pieces of driftwood floating on the surface of the waters of a river, which flows on and on. We meet for a while, and for a while we are together, and then time parts us, and our paths become different. I am happy, however, to know that you are surrounded by your people in Gokul. I hope that my son is well, since you and I are like one soul with two bodies. He is as much my son as yours." Nanda spoke with tears in his eyes and said, "You have been very unfortunate. Your sons have been killed by Kamsa, and the last one was a girl child. And she too, I am told, left you and flew into the air. Fortune, good or bad, rules life, and we are powerless in its presence. Misfortune has been your constant companion so far. Who knows, times may change. However, one does not set any great store by the wayward ways of fortune, is one who has understood the truth about the Atman, and such a one is unmoved by the vagaries of fate." Vasudeva replied suitably and said, "My friend, do not tarry in Mathura too long. You have paid your dues to the king. I feel that there are evil omens to be seen in Gokul. It's better that you hurry back to your wife and child." They took tender leave of each other, and Nanda proceeded toward Gokul in a cart drawn by high-born bullocks. His mind was uneasy, since Vasudeva had spoken of evil omens. He knew that Vasudeva would not have spoken thus unless something was threatening them. Praying to Narayana, Nanda hurried his dear bullocks and traveled toward Gokul. Kamsa thought that the time had come when he should act according to the advice of his evil mentors. He decided to begin the killing of all the newborn children in the country. He thought up methods of doing it and finally decided on the right person to execute his orders. The wife of one of his mentors went by the name of Putana, and she was a dreadful Asura woman. Kamsa summoned her to his presence and told her what he wanted her to do. Without a qualm, she agreed to do as she was bid. From that moment, she began wandering at will in the nearby cities, villages, places where people had their homes. Is it not a fact that the Asuras can show their power only in places where the praises of the Lord are not heard? When such is the case, how could Putana ever hope to do harm to the Lord himself, who is living in Gokul in human form? Wandering as she was at will, one day Putana, who was flying in the air, saw Gokul, and since she had not gone there yet, decided that she would go there. With her powers of Maya, she changed herself into a beautiful woman, and she went to the sacred spot by name Gokul. She looked around, and seeing a large house where a number of women were coming and going, she entered the house. It happened to be the palace of Nanda. Putana had tied up her hair in a loose knot and had placed a wreath of jasmines on it. With her wide hips and lovely breasts, she caught the eyes of everyone there. Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.